Alrighty, we'll try to read it out loud. Well, it's 3 pages. My reading voice isn't the strongest at the moment. We are on page 241 in Columbia University Course in Literature, book number 6, Old France and the Revolution. Theremin. This is a conversation with 2 people. Oh, excuse me, we're on page 239. It's Hippolytus, Phaedra, having a conversation. I'll just go, sometimes we do it this way and just use a different tone, so when I'm saying the name of the person speaking before I say what they're going to say, I'll say it with a really high pitched, like a Hippolytus. So Hippolytus and Phaedra, so it's going to sound like Hippolytus and Phaedra. So we'll use 2 different tones. So Hippolytus gets that one, and Phaedra gets Phaedra. Okay. So, Hippolytus. Gods, what is this I hear? Have you forgotten that Theseus is my father and your husband? Phaedra. Why should you fancy I have lost remembrance thereof, and am regardless of mine honor? Hippolytus. Forgive me, madame, with a blush, I owe that I misconstrued words of innocence. For very shame I cannot bear your sight. I cannot bear your sight longer. I go. Phaedra. Ah, cruel prince, too well you understood me. I have said enough to save you from mistake. I love, but think not that at the moment when I love you most, I do not feel my guilt. No weak compliance has fed the poison that infects my brain. The ill-starred object of celestial vengeance, I am not so detestable to you as to myself. The gods will bear me witness, who have within my veins kindled this fire. The gods who take a barbarous delight in leading a poor mortal's heart astray. Do you yourself recall to mind the past? 'Twas not enough for me to fly. I chased you out of the country, wishing to appear inhuman, odious. To resist you better, I sought to make you hate me. All in vain. Hating me more, I loved you none the less. New charms were lent to you by your misfortunes. I have been drowned in tears and scorched by fire. You owe eyes. Your own eyes might convince you of the truth. If for one moment you could look at me. What is it I say? Think you this vile confession that I have made is what I meant to utter? Not daring to betray a son for whom I trembled, 'twas to beg you not to hate him. I came. Weak purpose of a heart too full of love for you to speak of aught besides. Weak purpose of a heart too full of love for you to speak of aught besides. Take your revenge, punish my odious passion, prove yourself worthy of your valiant sire, and rid the world of an offensive monster. Does Theseus' widow dare to love his son? The frightful monster, let her not escape you. Here is my heart. This is the place to strike. Already prompt to expiate its guilt, I feel it leap impatiently to meet your arm. Strike home, or if it would disgrace you to steep your hand in such polluted blood? If that were punishment too mild to slake your hatred, lend me then your sword, if not your arm. Quick, give it! In comes Enon. Enon says, "What, madame, will you do? Just gods?" But someone comes. Go fly from shame. Go fly from shame. You cannot escape if seen by any thus. Enter Theramenes. Theramenes says, "Is that the form of Phaedra that I see hurried away? What mean these signs of sorrow? Where is your sword? Why are you pale, confused?" Hippolytus. "Friend, let us fly. I am indeed confounded with horror and astonishment extreme. Phaedra, but no, gods, let this dreadful secret remain forever buried in oblivion." The death of Hippolytus. Phaedra, full of rage and shame, allows Enon to tell Theseus that Hippolytus has made advances to her. Theseus, in his fury, calls on Neptune to avenge him on Hippolytus, who sets forth to exile. Theramenes, his tutor, returns with news of his death. Scene 6. Theseus, Theramenes. We'll say Theseus like Theseus. Theseus, we'll just emphasize it. And Theramenes will just say daintily like Theramenes. Theseus. Theramenes is thou. Where is my son? I gave him to thy charge from tenderest childhood. But whence these tears that overflow thine eyes? How is it with my son? Theramenes. Concerned too late, affection vain, Hippolytus is dead. Theseus. Gods. Theramenes. I have seen the flower of all mankind cut off, and I am bold to say that none deserved it less. Theseus. What? My son dead? When I was stretching out my arms to him, has heaven hastened his end? What was this sudden stroke? Theramenes. Scarce had we passed out of the gates of Troezen, he silent in his chariot, and his guards downcast and silent too. Around him raged to the Mysian road, he turned his steeds. Then, lost in thought, allowed the reins to lie loose on their backs. His noble chargers, erst so full of ardor to obey his voice, with heed depressed and melancholy eye, seemed now to mark his sadness and to share it. A frightful cry that issues from the deep, with sudden discord rends the troubled air, and from the bosom of the earth a groan is heard in answer to that voice of terror. Our blood is frozen at our very hearts. With bristling manes the listening steeds stand still. Meanwhile, upon the watery plain there rises a mountain billow, with a mighty crest of foam that showered rolls, and it breaks before our eyes, vomits a furious monster. With formidable horns its brow is armed, and all its body clothed with yellow scales. In front a savage bull, behind a dragon, turning and twisting in impatient rage. Its long-continued bellowings make the shore tremble. The sky seems horror-struck to see it. The earth with terror quakes. Its poisonous breath infects the air. The wave that brought it ebbs in fear. All fly, forgetful of the courage that cannot aid, and in a neighboring temple take refuge. All save bold Hippolytus. A hero's worthy son, he stays his steeds, seizes his darts, and rushes forward, hurls a missile with sure aim that wounds the monster deep in the flank. With rage and pain it springs ever to the horse's feet, and roaring falls, wristles in the dust, and shows a fiery throat that covers them with flames and blood and smoke. And now we're going to go make a protein shake. Chocolate, blueberry, strawberry. You tried that one? Lots of good stuff in it too. Good. I'm glad you like it. You know, I absolutely love it. You're absolutely gonna love it. You're welcome. Thank you.